rails. I can trail my hand along each squared top, no splinters, while the draping fronds, waxy, shushing fronds, sweep readily out of my way. But well-spaced wooden boards abdicate to spongy earth and irregular roofs, pockets of soft sand, no match for the white cane I carry. Feet half forward on the edge, I have options. I can place my free hand on the rail or on the worn padding of your wheelchair armrest, a choice exacerbated by the green breath ahead. So those were the pre-dog days when I walked with a white cane, and now the dog is here. So he shows up in a lot of poems as well. So this is another one that I wrote. He's like 3 hours of poetry. So this poem is a series of questions. Okay, so it's about an experience I had as a young child learning the piano. Anybody learn a musical instrument as a kid? Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably not for too long, right? You get really sick of it. I love music, but I hated to practice. So this is probably why I hated to practice. So this poem kind of explores that. Okay, this one is called Practice. Can the thin music rack support these wide sheets thrice folded? Does the lamp stationed on the dark piano wink in welcome or glare? Does the short balding teacher laugh and tap the vacant bench out of kindness? Will the teacher's patience outlast enlarging notes? Small hands long accustomed to the cool keys, now tentative under shaking eyes. Corner lamp laughing in bright waves. Light spills over the Chopin nocturne, repositioned on huge paper, still blurry. Needless to say, I switched to voice very quickly after that. I was like, Chopin's hard, forget it. I don't want to be bothered with all that. So we're moving from the child to the adult. This one is called I Say Yes. I say yes. Fingers slightly too large to slide between mine. The hungry stretch across the console when the car stops. Longing limbs immortalize separate forms. Yes to the hand that stirs my decaffeinated chai. The arm that extends my winter coat. Yes to lips of forthright question as we fasten glossy, oversized buttons to unwrung dishcloths still smelling of generic palm olive, a viscous green apple that mingles with the warm water covering our white arms. Yes to the play battle for the ugliest pillow. Who will heave it across the room to accommodate our books and drafts? To the susurrus of hallway promises and the flipping pages, yes. This next one is, I'm going to call this a hurricane poem. This one takes place in the derelict kind of situation where you go back to places you've been before, but we're just kind of recovered from a hurricane, everything's half closed, you know, you're looking around and like, it's kind of sketchy. So, you know, it's a perfectly normal area, but it was a weird kind of, you know, everyone's there but not there kind of feeling. So I wrote about this experience. This one is called Agine. The Agine shop is the only restaurant open on a flooded street, and we, its only customers, share a wooden bench, knees tucked close under the round table. Our agine, stuffed with chicken, onions, sumac, drips fragrant oil as we raise separate halves. Your hand, quick with the napkin, catches the drops falling on my lap. Your arm crescents my waist, my body tailored to the curve. My cheek on your plaid shoulder, you scrape together French phrases from a far-gone course. Between formal and informal greetings, your hand lifts my chin, brushes my cheek, lips forget the French and agine. All right, so This last one is the last one, sorry. It's called an encore. Not to stage. So this one is called a phenomenology of blindness. And this came from a colleague who is not here, so I can share this story. A colleague who told me that she was writing a blind character, but she just couldn't figure it out. How do I write a blind character? How does she eat her cereal? How does she pick out clothes? And what if she loses her glasses? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, why would writing a blind character be any different than writing a character, right? So I turned that into a very bitter rant about how, when a blind woman wakes up, a blind woman eats blind cereal and sits in a blind chair, wipes away blind tears, and has no ambitions. And then I thought, let's make that into something a little bit more fun. So a phenomenology is when you try to explore what something is or what something feels like. So that's what this is kind of exploring what is blindness really, okay? So this is a phenomenology of blindness. It's not like walking through life with your glasses off. I mean, sometimes we wear glasses, but they're different from yours. Thicker, broader, darker. And they don't work the quotidian miracle of correctable vision. It's not like getting your eyes dilated once a year, staggering out to the car under those stiff black shades with the sharp edges, tearing up beneath the merciless sun, and wondering how you'll manage the drive home. Ugh, somebody just texted you and you can't reach your phone. It's not like groping in the dark when you come home late and you can't find your keys because you and your girls had too many pomegranate martinis. If you could think clearly, you'd know where your keys are. It's not like leaving the salon after a pedicure, shuffling forward in disposable flip-flops, doing everything you can not to chip that gorgeous shimmer polish. It's not like that at all. It's not like feeling faint because you forgot to eat lunch. You were working so hard that you couldn't even manage a granola bar. So you cling to your colleague's arm and he guides you outside. It's nice to know he doesn't mind helping. It's not convenient, popular, or cumbersome. It's not a filter you can slide over the world. Not a stylish coat hanging in your closet. I too am waiting for winter because I love wearing my coats, pea coats, swing coats, blazers. I have so many. It's just that blindness isn't one of them. So we might have time for a few more. Encore! Gosh, it's so unexpected!
Whatever will you read?
Whatever will I read? Read a York poem. All right, everybody always asks for the dog. One year I read a few and they were like, stop, we want more dog poems. I was like, I have other thoughts and feelings. It's not all about the dog.
That's what I say when people look at my Facebook. They're like, do you do anything but take pictures of your dog?
Listen,
Nope.
So this year there's only one York poem in the collection. So. All right, this one is called Deficiencies. Deficiencies. Yeah. Under the table, my guide dog lies nose to nose with a red gold retriever named Conrad. Their bodies poised in fragile silence that spotlights the rhythm of swaying tails. I reach down to find muzzles close, unflinching at my touch, two dogs absorbed in each other. I wrestle the sudden urge to tumble my untailed body from this chair, to lie down and measure my worth against their intimacy. But hesitation comforts me. Delay eases the truth. I'm only one kind of companion. You guys want one more?
Do you have anything like angry or sad or dark or evil?
I do have angry. I didn't bring it with me.
Okay.
Let me find something.
We could always sing a chick song now.
I've got one that I think might read your tear jerkers. Let's see. see. Oh, okay, if you want feminist, I'll read you the one I opened with.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll read you the cynical one.
Thank you.
No problem, got it.
I love it.
I get you. Yeah, I can't be all happy all the time, absolutely. So, this was this one I wrote. This year is the 150th anniversary of the publication of Little Women, which a lot of people dismiss as like patriarchal propaganda. It's not at all. Not at all. It's awesome. So everybody knows that Little Women's heroine is Jo March. And if you haven't read Little Women, please go read it. It's for boys and girls. It's amazing. So this is my poem for Jo March. I begin to understand Jo March. I wanted her wildness, tramp of russet boots, hair bundled. She defied all ornaments. I wanted energy to overturn expectations. Now all my sisters are mothers, and plump little palms tap at my door, make anti-nonsense of my name. I miss the sisterhood gone. I ache in that self-conscious corner of my heart, where other joys crowd for a peek. Hope, reckless and springy underfoot, shoulders old beliefs aside. I recognize the step of a returning friend. I tune my ears to his laugh at the gate and lean against him as we cross the green ground. And I'll give you my cynical one since you asked. So, this is one that I wrote because based on several experiences, kind of a composite poem. But I was at a job fair where sighted people were learning how to help blind teenagers on the job. And so someone thought it was a good idea to put all the sighted people under blindfolds. And the rule is if you're sighted and under a blindfold and I'm a real blind person, I get to heckle you mercilessly because why are you wearing a blindfold? That's just stupid. So I get to heckle you. So my friend Dan and I were heckling people really, really meanly from the back of the room, and it was way too much fun for us. So this was so fun because they were going through all these simulations, you know, how to walk around a room, how to pour liquid into a cup, how could you possibly do that, you know, without vision. So that's where this one comes from, the impetus for this one, although it went in kind of a different direction. It's called Faith. Faith. Dan and I lounged under an olive tree and laughed as the blindfolded do-gooders tried to pour dried beans into red plastic cups without spilling. "This is hard," came the wail over tuneful pinging, cold beans against the card table. Dan and I lounged under an olive tree and sighed as the loud man pushed toward us with the promise of sight. "Just believe," he cried, and all our blind sorrows would wipe clean. He clutched his briefcase of tiny Bibles, nothing in Braille or large print. Dan and I lounged under an olive tree and remembered that first time two like us waited by the road to call for a good man. Others tell that story for the sleeping vision that broke bud, the restored sense that always takes precedence. We tell it because the man hushed the crowd and asked what was needed.
What's your favorite type of thing to write?
I do also write creative nonfiction. I will say essays are easier, but poetry is much more rewarding.
Well, I mean, not just poetry. I mean, like.
What kind of poem?
Well, not even what kind. Like, what's the feel? Like, I don't know.
The mood.
I'm looking for a specificity, you know. Sort of like, what's the mood of the poem?
Well, you know, I like poems that tell a story. People say like narrative poetry is so from the Romantics, and it's like, I think that most poems tell a story. I like to play with the form to say like how is it visually different on the page from what you're going to hear, and a lot of these are very different visually in the way that they're written out. I like to play with voice and dialogue in poetry, so I sometimes will mess with when someone speaks, and then you know when you read that aloud, you can actually tell the audience, oh, there's someone speaking now. You know. But again, I want poems to do something
actually 2 lines for your poems. You used to think about, I think, like the last poem, but overturning expectations consistently, have like the energy to do it. And then you also said something about the quotidian miracle eyeglasses.
Yeah. Like everybody can just put them on, you're fine. You know, our glasses don't do that, so
So like,
absolutely.
how does the quotidian miracle, does that really, like, I feel like that would be an important concept. Is that an important concept for you?
Yes, yeah. The idea that something is quotidian means every day. That it's just something that happens every day, but that when you look at it with the lens of poetry, it becomes extraordinary. So again, it's like when I teach creative writing, and a lot of our inexperienced writers think that every story has to have these extreme features, you know, cancer, assault, you know, or, you know, horrific, nightmarish things, and they don't realize that not getting to the phone in time could be horrific. Opening a piece of mail could be extraordinary. So it's teeny tiny little moments that have a lot of promise. And then I like to look at objects. Like if you walked into a room and there were objects strewn everywhere, who has been there and how do you know? Like what would the objects tell you about that
Well,
person?
it's a very fascinating concept.
Yeah.
It could be like inverted with religious context.
Yeah, exactly. And again, something that I'm always conscious of is the stories, and Chris kind of speaks to this too about disability, that it's always the story of a physical healing, you know, then that must be what you're looking for. And it's like, no, not really. Because that's not really the hardest thing I have to deal with. I'm very impatient as a person. I'm snippy and rude. Like, you can help me with that, you know? So, I really mean a lot. So, you know, and again, what do people expect from a blind poet? Or what do people, you know, and then does the poem, how much does it have to reveal of me, and how much room can it make for the reader? So those are things that I think about.
Do people romanticize the?
Totally.
Yeah.
Of course they do. Yeah. So, and just like, you know, I love dog poems, but for me, a dog poem has to say something more than I love my dog, because, and not that that's not wonderful, but that's what people expect. You know, oh, I love my dog. Okay, well, why do I love my dog? Because when I saw him under the table with Conrad, they shared something that I could never share with him. And it was so beautiful, and I'm not jealous of it. I was like, wow, they are totally, and I don't have a tail, you know, and they were nose to nose, and their tails just whack, 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 whack. It was so cute and cool. And, I just wanted to find a way to talk about it.
That's fascinating. Thank you.
How long have you been teaching at UNF?
6 years, since 2012. Math is hard, English teacher. So, yeah.
Luke and I are students at UNF right now.
Oh, cool.
I was a student like 5 years ago.
Okay.
So I've seen you around campus actually. So hopefully we'll meet again.
Just give me a shout out. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I saw you at JaxbyJax.
I will.
Cool. Thanks. Hold down the jingle corner over there. Thank you guys so much for being here.
She's ready to go.
Either that, I don't know. Thank you so much. Please grab a card if you want lunch.